Turns and burns. So maybe it threatens to
That yellow zone is the zone that we're looking at.
So just something to think about.
Would actually be this zone would be the evacuation zone, and this zone, is that what we're kind of looking at?
Yeah. Almond and from a drone. Say they deliver beer.
Hilger and then Holman. There's Holman.
Bring out the Hilger. They'll fly right out. Figure it out.
Hilger. So there's 19 structures, 14 structures. You see that? So now we're looking at that.
Point about the white.
Figure out, this is the section that's going right?
Yes.
This is that road up on top. So what they're looking at is basically residents. 40, 19, and if it keeps going this way, that one could be
It stays in the marsh.
Brian says, example is if I give specific department,
so this must, right here, must be on the far right side of the picture.
Yes, yeah. So like,
whoever you are,
this is that horseshoe you were talking about, and now it's gone past that now. Turns up in here, highway.
And where's the road? Okay, there's that one.
we find it?
That's this one. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Two things from the zones. Yep. Two things I want to note about the book. Big things of white, lots of land. Not a lot of houses, whether it's marsh, fields, whatever, that's potential. So we see that here. And then, yeah, depending on which way the fire goes, if it twists, maybe Hallman's more affected. Maybe it hits the crotch here and both are affected. And then, of course, defined number of structures. We use our chart, it's alphabetical. Hallman over. Fire departments are going to be given zones for structural protection, evacuations, whatever it may be. So if I can just say, hey, Iowa Fire, can you handle Hallman and Hilger zones, evacuate all structures within there? You can pretty quickly tell me, okay, I got 14 structures in one and 19 in the other. If you have 3 people in one truck, that's a lot. I need more people, I need more resources. Or if you have 5 trucks and 20 people, oh yeah, we can handle Hilgers, that's only 14 houses, that's only 3 for each unit or whatever. So just kind of easy way to break it down, okay? All right. All right, how we doing? I think we all got it. Sorry, that one gets a little chaotic, but we're pretty much on here.
Get that on the video.
Any questions on the use of the book?
I think I got
I mean, I know we don't use them every day. It's kind of a one-off. Generally, when we're using them, we do have a little bit of time to kind of figure things out and work up with a plan. So that's a good thing. So there's a picture of the zone. You know, we're kind of talking about this area here. Big white pieces of the book means lots of land. Not a lot of structures, that kind of stuff. The charts, of course, break down structures in an area, that kind of stuff. Something that I want to point out is the zones go by name. Okay, so we see these numbers on here, 16, 14, whatever. Those are sections of land. So they tie into more of a maybe geographical setting. So I can figure out how many acres, that kind of stuff. But if I'm asking for zones, it's color based, and there's an actual name for each one. Okay. It just breaks it apart. You know, you can, maybe if we're like a large scale thing, I talked about giving one department Hilger zone or one this. You could just say, you know, you're responsible for all brown zones or the green zones or green zones or whatever. But not like, but you know, if it's something that's quick maybe, or we have a lot of time where we can do this. Search and rescue might use that a little bit more. If, you know, kidnapping or something like that, where we can break down. We're not trying to suppress fire and be safe and do all those things. We're just maybe driving around and looking for a kidnap, whatever, you know, something like that. That could be played here where it's a color-based thing versus physical. All right, that scenario. It's over. Okay, I don't know if we got it out. I didn't finish it. It doesn't matter at this point. We got to the taxes or the things we're going through. What do we feel about resources?
Call them faster.
Call them faster, okay? If you can. I mean, it's hard in simulation land. We did 300 acres in 30 minutes. Not super realistic, but, so get them earlier if you can. What about the number of resources? Ask for the world?
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I forgot to mention here, and you may know this a little better, White Lake Road, staging operations, not, if we're asking for the world, it's gonna be tight. It's a little, you gotta swerve to the right a little bit when a car's coming towards you. So, that's one thing that I've learned in some of these other ones with other departments is, maybe looking for another staging zone somewhere nearby, maybe further south. If we feel the fire's maybe going a little north, one department said maybe using that manufacturing facility way off to the west, if the fire's not going that direction, of course. So, all right, as far as tactics, things like that, I think we maybe started thinking, we did kind of general suppression in the field, right? We went into the marsh and we realized it's not happening. We changed our tactics a little bit. We talked about planes, we talked about burning out, how we would do that, right, a little bit in the sense of, we're kind of right off of the marsh. If we can find a way to, a starting point in burning out around it, safely, of course, providing for structure protection, personnel safety, that kind of stuff, it's doable. Anything else on that one? Okay.
One of the things, when you look at this and you look at it on the overview, it's a lot easier to play the war games when you have an oversight of what's going on. When you get to the scene, sometimes if you're on a hill or whatever, you can outsee it, but when it's hilly or if it's wooded, how are you making these decisions? Because you have no clue where the fire is going with your 3 vehicles that show up for the first 20 minutes.
It's tough, right? Absolutely. A big one for us is our plane. I don't want to say they don't see topography, but obviously it doesn't affect them. They can see a lot more. Hillshade maps, topography maps help us a lot. But honestly, the big one is the plane. Our pilots are trained as firefighters. Firefighters second, because it turns out it's really hard to fly a plane. So pilots first, firefighters second. But they learn the same tactics. They learn about volunteer fire departments. They learn about MAVIS. They learn about those kind of things just as much as we do. And so they do have a lot of fire knowledge and how it's going to react to topography and access points and all that kind of stuff as well. So we do put a lot of trust in our pilots. They're good at what they do. But yeah.
And that, if you got a very high fire danger thing going out, your bird's probably in the air flying around anyway, right?
Oh yeah, so that was one thing I was going to touch on too, is our flight route. So both of our pilots come out of Oshkosh. They come out of Oshkosh and basically hit, say, like the Wapaka County line. One goes north, one goes south. The one that goes north stops at Shawano County and kind of goes across the north side of the county. And sometimes they zigzag back and forth, but that's kind of their coverage area. And the one that goes south goes down to like Montello, and then cuts back west once it goes down south like that. And they kind of do zigzags and kind of check stuff and stuff like that. Generally, they set down over on the other side, like Rapids, or that way, mid-morning or early afternoon, sit down, take a break or go to the bathroom, whatever they got to do, and then they get back up in the afternoon for a second round.
Can they get like pictures sent, like from topside down to
directly?
the IC? What's like at least?
I think it depends on the pilot. We had a pilot in Pashugo when I worked up in Shawano County. He texts you pictures. Now, a pilot flying in a plane, taking a picture out of his airplane with a cell phone, trying to get it to you.
They are just doing. I do it all
Pretty
the time.
much that.
Yeah,
Is he telling me Nikki can't send you a picture?
Nikki probably can. She's good.
Nikki might be.
But sometimes also depends on the person, right? Like Mike up in Rhinelander, I don't know if he's ever used anything on a flip phone. So like maybe that's just asking too much, So it just depends on the pilot.
I think Nikki would do it.
Nikki would do it. It also depends on the scale of the fire, right? Like Red Granite down there in Watoma, she was watching the right group do out a burnout operation. She was watching the left group running out of a swamp as 30-footers run towards the members. There's a big highway going through there. She was kind of trying to keep an eye on stuff too. So if it's a lot of complexity, less chance. If it's just a big grass field, maybe a little better chance.
Does it ever pay to get one of our county drones to the scene, or is that not practical for what you're looking at?
It could be, and we're actually working on that. The joke was it's going to be ready by 2039, but a trailer for our pilots that has a drone in it, multiple TV screens. They can pull that to the scene and put a drone up for us. I know that the sheriff's drones, generally what we're talking about is looking at a handheld type screen, iPad type size stuff. If our planes are in the air, we can coordinate that a little bit. They're not a hard no as far as if there's drones in the air, we're not gonna fly. But,
If there's sanctioned drones from us,
Yes.
fire departments, county sheriffs, that
They're
we're keeping
okay.
at a safe operating height, then we're good. If members of the public have drones up in the air, then we gotta shut a plane down sometimes.
or
That's-
every sheriff's,
That's a safety hazard.
yeah, or every sheriff's deputy comes with one drone, and we got 17 of them up there flying around, like that kind of stuff, no. But we can work in conjunction with partner drones.
What level are those, your planes at?
They're 500.
Yeah, generally you're gonna be
North of
500 to
okay.
1,000 feet.
Because drones were only allowed up to 400.
Right.
Okay.
Sanctioned
100 is
drones-
close.
Sanctioned drones, people
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Joe Schmo that never looked at an FAA class in his life,
You turn the
Hell
safety
yeah,
off. Yeah,
1200
yeah.
feet.
You get, okay.
you know, so.
We have a deck gun, we'll take care of that drone for you.
It's your fault. Okay. Feel good about that? I know we're kind of pushing it here, but, couple things I want to say here before we wrap up. I have evaluation forms here. Please use these. I don't learn anything out of this from you guys unless you write on them. I've seen them where people select 5s, which is the best you can do, and then they give me an overall score of 10. And I'm thinking 10 out of 15, and I'm thinking, okay, if you gave me perfect score, but I only make it 2/3 of the way there, what did I miss, right? Use the words, you fill it in the best you can. You can put all 5s, that's fine, but if you write stuff down, that helps me be better for next time. Okay? So I don't know, put it in 2 packs so you can pass them back. So fill those out. And then lastly, one thing I wanted to say is, one way that I tend to be better than Jason Hennis is in the sense of I bring goodies. So feel free to take these things. You know, it's all smoky clear stuff. It's nothing fancy, you know, carabiners and pencils and stuff like that, but take what you want. That's a friendly reminder next time you see
They're older
planes.
planes. Yeah, but is there a reason they can't be out?
Thanks for your time.
Down cameras?